Hello and welcome in, my beautiful peasants, problematic peasants. Today in the Discord server, I did introduce a new bot to create like events and polls and whatnot, and it didn't work obviously immediately, and y'all immediately took advantage. Fraudulent poll, you cannot fool the people. Fake poll. Yeah, thank you, Eloa, for immediately screenshotting the original poll. I created a poll, and I apparently by default it allows anyone to add new options to the poll. As you can imagine, this is a problem. Anyway, it's been fixed. If you would like to vote for what I'm going to sculpt today, head over to Discord. It's just so much easier that way, and I like this because I get to vote. If I make a poll in YouTube, I can't vote, and I feel like my voice matters because I'm the one doing it. So yes. Oh good, Empress is back! I have returned from my trip. We missed you. We did. I saw you sent me an update of your block out. It looks fantastic, by the way. I'm going to talk about it during happy hour. Very, very good. Oh, I'm happy to have you guys back. Also, if you guys don't want Sesh to like send you a little like, oh hey, you voted or whatever, you can disable that really easily. Once you vote, it'll say right here, if you just go to DMs and go to /settings, you can just make it stop doing that. But yes, I figured this would be a fun little thing. I just like the formatting of it better, and I can add pictures and whatnot, and that makes me a lot of joy. All right. Again, that is in our Discord under the livestream hub from July 14th to 18th. So yes. Hey, John's here. Welcome in. And of course, my mods and Sean's, Micah, Paint. Love it. Many of you hooligans RSVP'd all fancy like. I like that. I mostly am doing the event thing because there's a channel in our Discord server that's exclusive just to mods, because y'all don't need to see what we talk about. But no, on a serious note, my mods message me every fucking day asking if I'm going to stream, and it kind of drives me crazy in the most wholesome way. And I'm like, I'm going to make an event, because I generally know if I'm going to stream or not. So this should stop Eloa from messaging me at 5:30 in the morning. That only happened once. Being like, is there a stream today? I'm like, our time zones are different. I'm not awake. It's the most wholesome, cute thing. Oh cute, it does a little event starting now thing. Oh cute. I like it. But anyway, I thought this would be nice. I used to schedule streams on YouTube, and that was weird. It's like YouTube would tell some people, but not others. So I'm gonna make the stream on YouTube like at 30 minutes before I go live, and then the actual notification will go out on Discord instead. So I'm excited for that. Eloa, that's why I don't at you. I know, you're very sweet. I like to make fun of you because you're thoughtful. Like, it's not fun to make fun of thoughtfulest people for being rude. Like, you're not being rude. It's just funny. But yes, I know. But I'm gonna complain anyway. Because now Reaper's also joined in and being like, is there a theme today? I'm like, oh my god, probably. Oh, I love it. Empress says, I hope it's good. I feel like I'm not getting to where I want to be. Me issue, though. I just need to seek out more things to practice. Yeah, girl, you are too early to be worried about how this is your first project. Complain when you have made 20. Then we can be like, okay, what do you think about your progress so far? So it's just expectations. It's just brain being mean to yourself. Don't worry about it. Eloa, at me. Is there a stem? And it's great because Eloa never spells it right. I can really hear it. Just stem. Is there a stem? You know what's funny? I should not have said that I thought it was annoying or sweet at all, or in any way. I should not have commented on it at all, because now I'm going to make an event, and Eloa and Reaper are still going to message me. It's theme today? Oh, I brought that onto myself. Anyway, if you want to decide what I'm going to model today, there is a poll in the Discord right now. So yeah. Also, I have this model up because you guys did not see me clean up this pose because I didn't stream yesterday and I worked without you guys. I know, I never do that. So these are the poses that I created for this fellow. I can't remember what I named him. Bandit fighter, bandit thief, man, boy, fighter. Yeah. But I'm very happy how it turned out. Turned. Hey monkey, how's it going? What did you bring on to yourself? I know. I tried. This is why we can't have nice things. I try to like make a fancy bot and like, oh, cool, we'll have nice formatting and events in our Discord server. No. Monkey is one of the peasants that when I made my first poll, which anyone could add options, Monkey was there immediately. And it's funny because initially it was just my other moderators that were adding poll options, and my husband was sitting here. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I made a poll where only other moderators can add options. That's not the worst thing. And then there's monkey turkey leg. I'm like, okay, never mind. Anyone can add options. I have fixed it. Turkey legs, plural. By the way, monkey, Ricky and I went through and looked at the map that you made like more in detail after the stream, and like we were just like, I know I shared that I loved it on stream, but like, oh my god, there's so many Tapper pets. Oh my gosh, absolutely delightful. Thank you so much. It is awesome. It is so awesome. Yeah. But yeah, how are you guys? How are things? This is a very lively Thursday. My goodness. No, it is not going to be a feet stream. Thanks, no. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and pin this poll so it's easier for y'all to find it. Where do I click pin? Why am I forgetting how to use Discord? There we go. Pin it. Sweet. Thank you. Hello, if we don't get some hard surface, I will crash out. Wow, how long has that been boiling behind the scenes? Mia never gets to do hard surface models. This is true. This is true. I don't get a whole lot of requests for hard surface. Hey, Cody's back. Welcome back. Let me see those Torben claws. Eloa, I'm gonna yeet you out so quick. Also, you changed your little profile picture and it really threw me for a loop. I'm like, who is this? Just Single says, toast is also funny, but I don't mean to think I'm a degenerate, so I went for turkey leg. No comment. Sounds good, Shans. Enjoy lunch with Mem. We're gonna hang out for a couple minutes here, wait for these votes to come in on Discord. What I'm gonna work on today. It looks like Mining Cart is in the lead. Reaper, but I want to see a crazy dwarf. Depending how the stream goes, I might get to both. So I think you can vote for multiple things. Yeah. So vote for as many as you want, because it's possible I'll tackle more than one today. Oh yeah, remember to like the stream if you're here. It's quite the turnout right from the get-go. My goodness. Hey y'all, how's it going? I knew this was gonna happen. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, first part of the week. Kind of sleepier, slower streams. I swear the summer heat just like melt you guys. Looks like we've recovered a little bit. Eloa, what if we have a crazy dwarf in a minecart? That is the request, Eloa. That is quite literally the request. I'm just gonna do a version where the mining dwarf is outside the cart and in the cart. Way to spoil it. I'm glad y'all are doing good though. And if you're not, hopefully this stream makes your day a little bit better. I know it makes my day better. Monkey says, but on that reel, I refrain from adding elbows to the poll options. Ah yes, because that would be crossing the line. That is too scandalous. I just can't believe I made this poll. Like, so the initial thing I did with the sesh bot, I was trying out for the first time. I created the event for this stream, right? So you guys can RSVP. It's a cute little thing. There'll be a list of everyone that's going to be there or whatever. And of course, the default settings set it for a year in the future. And I'm not kidding. This event was up for T-minus 3 seconds. And immediately the chat just fills up of like, it's in the wrong spot. You didn't do it right. I'm like, oh my God, guys. You guys are very quick. I fixed it. Hey, Software Tools is here too. Hello, hello. What if we had a minecart in a crazy dwarf? Love that. Oh, hello, Jake. Love seeing some creative streams. I think you're new here. Hello, hello. Matt's back. I dig that model. It reminds me of Liza P. That's exactly what it's from. Yay, I'm glad that you thought that. Good. Very good. Yeah, it's supposed to be the black cat. But intellectually distinct version of the black cat. So I'm very happy you said that. That's my dog snoring. I just need you guys to know that I'm not making that noise. Hello, dog. He is in there. Okay. Micah says, to be honest, I'm not a big dwarf stan. That seems like a potentially feasible merger, depending on what other details the request might have. I like your open-mindedness. All right. Poll is currently tied right now. Someone vote. Wait, can I vote again? I'll vote for the mining cart again. I removed my vote. Haha, just kidding. The goal that I could vote in my own polls finally is that I could break the tie. I'm creating a tie right now. Okay. You could do a minecart in Minecraft style. No. Do I love Minecraft? No. Oh, Eloa. Is it going to be one of those kind of streams? Or are you going to be a spicy Eloa? Also, wear a Seder. I feel like this is a Seder day. Sweet, we got another vote for mining cart. Let's go. Mining cart it is. We're gonna, throwing my pen, my bad. Okay. Let's do a proper intro for once, y'all. All right, hello, my name is Mia, fixing my camera. And I am Mia of M3DM, that's short for Mia's 3D Models. My husband and I make 3D printable tabletop minis for a living. Pretty damn cool. Everything I make on stream is a request from someone that supports me on Patreon. So $15 a month. Currently, right now, it's 50% off for a month. Just letting you know. The sale ends in like 3 hours. Link in the description. But anyway, $15 a month, you get access to all 1,000 models of mine, and then you can put in requests, which is why I make these. So the request for this, Cherry Blossom Dragon. This is also a request from my DM. She's super cool. Nuclavy. We also have this like cursed mermaid here. I do a lot of different stuff. This is one of my favorites I've ever done. It is a rat folk chef swinging a frying pan. I know it's like super blurry on camera. But yeah, that is what we do here. So today's request is a crazy old coot styled dwarf that is in a mining cart. We're gonna work on the mining cart first, and then we'll probably work on that miner. So yeah, that's what we do here. Trying to get better at the intro and the things. I don't know, we have so many regulars in the tavern that I forget to say who I am sometimes. All right. It is time for the Tavern Keeper's Craft. This is where I work on one of said requests. Usually there is a poll in the Discord or YouTube or somewhere. If you want to be able to vote, just join Discord. It's free. It's not patron only. It used to be, but then I started streaming a lot and I wanted y'all hooligans in my Discord still. And this is kind of broken up in different like time increments. So I have this little mug at the bottom. Once that slides all the way to happy hour, I take a short break for about 20 minutes, come back, and it's happy hour. And that's when I focus on answering questions for my students, reviewing work, all that kind of cool stuff. So yeah. John says, Mia, my daughter loves your headphones, want to know what brand, where to get them. Oh, thank you. These are Steel Series. It's the limited edition. It's not really limited edition, I think. Red Dragon. Royal Dragon? I want to make sure I'm telling you the same things. I just got them recently. But yeah, that's very sweet. I'm glad she thinks they're cool. I also like them a lot. Alright, I am not able to find them exactly. Oh shit, were they actually limited edition? Nothing's ever actually... There it is. I'm going to send the exact link in the YouTube chat right now. That is them exactly. You can wait. They go on sale every now and then. I didn't pay $200 for them. I got them for like $140, I think. It's actually a pretty good deal. But yes, they're great. I really, really like them. Especially because I stream. So this is not what you guys are hearing. This is actually for me. This plays back my own voice through, like mixes it with the music I'm listening to. So I don't have to listen to myself all muffled the whole time because that's very disorienting. So yes, the point is more so if you're playing online with friends, but yeah. You're very welcome, John. I did unbox them on stream. It was a whole fun thing. Yeah. You remember Ricky made a joke that was just like, oh yeah, guys, donate so Mia will buy them or whatever. It was totally a joke. And Non-Sleeper was like, how much do you need? And I'm like, oh God, no. Just kidding. We are good. We will pay for it ourselves. It was very sweet though. All right. Mia doing the self-promo read, right? Look at me go. Look at me explain who I am and stuff. It always kills me when someone hangs out like during the entire stream. They're new, right? And at the end of the stream, they're like, so do you 3D print these? And I'm like, That is my entire business. I haven't mentioned it once. I don't make money streaming really. Like I make a good little chunk every now and then, but like 95% of my business is selling these 3D models on Patreon and Kickstarter. This is just a fun thing that I do on stream. This is really just for funsies. I might expand one day. You guys will know I'm getting serious about streaming if I ever dual stream on Twitch. But as of now, I don't want to multi-stream. I like being able to focus on just this one chat. I don't know why I'm so against streaming on Twitch. It's the same way I don't like Blender. I don't have a good reason. I know I don't have a good reason. Anyway, let's start modeling. I'm very open to questions throughout the whole thing, so if you're feeling confused, don't be shy. Ask me questions, please. Right now I'm just setting up my little scene macro, this default lighting I have built here. And then I'm going to initialize a cube. Well, bam. We got a cube. And I also would like to have symmetry. Where's my axis? Where's symmetry? There it is. Cool. Yeah, everyone can do with a little self-promo. I agree. My goodness. I give all my students and moderators a really hard time about not promoting their art enough, and then I'm also terrible at it. It just feels so weird, you know? Like, I love what I do, and I'm happy to talk about what I do, but, I don't know. Yeah, I'm working on it. Do as I say, not as I do. Cody says, man, I need to learn Blender. I'm too stuck in Max. Hey, if you like what you like, just stay there. Ricky is finally learning Blender for rendering because we're tired of paying an outrageous amount a year for Keyshot. So yeah. All right, we are getting into the main meat and potatoes of the stream. If you guys have questions or need my attention, you need to either ask me questions here in Discord under Livestream Hub, little flowers at the top there, or at M3DM on the chat. Otherwise, I'm probably not going to see your question, but I'd love to answer your question or comments or whatever. All right, let's get to it. We are making a mining cart. I have a couple references that are off screen here. I will copy and paste one of the references just so you have an idea of what I'm looking at. I'm not going to be copying this. Again, they're just so I'm like, hey, what does a mining cart look like? There we go. It's very rare that I do hard surface models like this, so I'm excited to show you guys some techniques I don't get to show off very often. Cody, I'm tired of paying for Max too. That's fair. That's fair, man. All right. The Blender Guru guy, he updates that donut tutorial every single year, it seems like, or very frequently. I think the most recent one's like this 12-part 6-hour thing. I just go through that. That's what my husband did, and it was super helpful. All right. The first thing we're gonna do is create this top box shape. So I have a cube. Let's stretch out that cube. I've noticed that a lot of my students, when they are working on models like this, they really overthink it. So literally, I'm just gonna look at this and be like, it's a rectangle. Bam, let's stretch out that rectangle shape. The next thing I'm going to do is inset this, the hole where the little dude's gonna sit. So I held down Option to mask the top of this. I'm gonna hold down spacebar on the entire polygon, not an edge, not a point. Those are different menus. I know, it's a lot. Spacebar on again, the poly, and then click on Inset, Polygroup Island. So I can click and drag and kind of, what's a nice little parameter. This is for 3D printing, so I don't want it to be super thin. I do want it to be kind of chunky. That looks good. And now I'm going to Q mesh just this polygroup island here. I'm gonna go straight down. If you go all the way down, you'll see Q mesh likes to snap to edges and that kind of stuff. If you don't want to snap and be smart, use extrude instead. All right, that looks good. All right, we got a box. We're like 90% there. Instead of detailing this, we are going to move on to the next main shape, which is going to be these wheels. I'm going to append a cylinder and then immediately replace it with a Q cylinder because this topology is... yeah. So I'm going to initialize a Q cylinder. I want it to be a little higher res, so I'm going to change all these numbers here to a 5. Looks good to me. I'm going to rotate this and snap these wheels into place. Why is this bent in the front? Can you see this? Oh, it's when I was testing symmetry. I can fix that with mirror and weld over the Z axis. So I'm going to mirror it on Z and then mirror and weld on Z. See, now we're straight again. Yay. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is create this wheel. Again, it's really important that, I mean, if you really know what you're doing, you can fully detail each piece as you want. I really recommend getting the base shape of everything first. I also frequently, I'll hard surface model without perspective on. Perspective just means that the closer an object is to the camera, the bigger it looks, right? So if we turn off perspective, everything is flat, as if there's no difference. All right, there's a wheel. I'm gonna make just one, and then I'll duplicate it everywhere. They're kind of skinny, and they kind of sit underneath the cart, which makes sense, needs to be on rails. And then there's also another box, it looks like, underneath this. So let's go ahead and duplicate it again. I don't need the color menu, go away. Initialize another cube. There we go. Yeah, I'm trying to get this shape here. Some of these references I have it, some don't. But I sure think that looks fancier. Very good. All right, on to the next thing. M3D, hi, I think you're new. Oh, I'm the daughter who loves your headphones. Thank you, they're super cool. Hi, I'm glad you like them. John says, why would you use Q-mesh over extrude, etc.? Is there a difference? Yeah, Q-mesh likes to snap and be smart. Extrude does not. As far as why I use Q-mesh, I could have used either. There wasn't really a strong reason for that one. John, you're my favorite students because you're always like, what is the reason? And I'm like, there's usually a reason. I'll let you know if there is a reason. Sometimes there's no reason. All right, so these are weird. They kind of have like this built up edge here and then they're flat. So let's go ahead and create that built up edge. I'm going to extrude just this poly loop. So poly loop, we'll change it to extrude instead of Q-mesh. Why? I don't know, I'm not smart snapping to anything. I feel like extrude behaves better. Extrude poly loop. So that mistake's really common. There's a little orange line that pops up. Can you guys see it? See it? It's going down, now it's going to the right. I know it's super, super small. That is showing you what direction you're going to extrude in. I know, it's kind of a joke. So if I do this, because the line was going horizontal, that's where it's going to extrude. Now it's going vertical, now it goes that way. The tears, the literal tears I shed trying to learn ZModeler. I'm not a great student, being totally honest. That's why I love my students kind of have like a meltdown when they're getting frustrated, because I'm like, oh look, I know you. I'm you. All right. Just creating the shapes that I see. You'll notice that I'm not punching out the holes where the spokes are because this is 3D printable and I don't need it to be that precise. We're going to insert an edge loop. Actually, I'm gonna inset another line here. Whoops, not that. Inset polygroup island. There we go. I just want like a smaller loop to extrude here. And again, we're not copying the reference. I'm just doing stuff that kind of makes sense. I'm making it pretty chunky. I'm going to extrude just this one poly now. There we go. That's looking like a wheel. Neato. And now we're going to start doing those spokes. There's a few ways I can do this. I could literally just like extrude polys or whatever, but I think I'm just going to append cylinders. Literally just going to construct this. Paint says, Mia, I know I'm on the base mesh step making a character, but would it be good practice to make my own? Or is that too much for now? If you can handle that, and if you're happy with trying it out, and if you don't like it, just scrap it and just grab a pre-made base mesh, that is the best thing you can do. Just try it first. Don't expect to use the first base mesh you're ever going to create though. You're probably not going to like it because there's so much you're learning, right? But if you go with a healthy mindset, yeah, try it out. Always try it out. Any chance for a Ricky cameo? I mean, he's up in the loft. It's really hot out here at East Tennessee right now. So I know he'll be coming in at some point. Ricky is my husband. He makes very elusive appearances. He's low-key even more popular than I am on my own channel. That's fine. Not the worst problem to have. All right, I'm kind of creating these, I am creating these spokes right now. Just having them run through the whole thing. There we go. really chunky. I'm gonna zero mesh at half, just make him look a little lower poly. There we go, I like how that looks. And then how many are there? I don't know if it matters. I mean, some of these have spokes and some of them don't. I'm gonna duplicate this, make sure my little gizmo is right in the center of it by clicking this little location icon. Hold down shift and you can actually rotate in exact increments. Isn't that nice? So we'll go 45 degrees, I'll duplicate again, another 45, or I'll do 90. Yeah, sure. Look, and now it looks spooky. Neato. Gonna merge all these down. And then I want this to start looking a bit nicer. The best way to do that is start putting in some bevels. So I'm gonna hold down spacebar over this edge, click on bevel, edge loop complete. Isn't that nice? Bevel. Now how to bevel the top of this cube, you know, I'm not certain. I don't know. How about edge loop partial? No, it doesn't like that. I'm very much so still learning how to use different aspects of the ZModeler brush. I don't know how to do that right now. I'll figure it out later. All right, the rest of that's looking pretty darn good. I think I'm gonna leave this alone for now. We got into quite a few shapes there. It's looking chunky in a good way. I'm gonna merge this down and then we're gonna duplicate. I'm gonna hold down Command while dragging my gizmo and I'll make a new wheel. These are a bit large, aren't they, proportionally? Usually these are much smaller. So that's the first thing I'll do is fix the proportions. There we go. Little minecart wheels, not monster truck size wheels. Again, it's so much of art, it's just a game of spot the difference, truly. You look at your references, you see how they proportion things, and then you do the same thing. They call it like refining your artistic eye. And don't get me wrong, it takes a long time to get good at it. If you're ever feeling super frustrated, know that, like, I mean, you can do it. It just takes practice. All right, we're gonna extrude a poly loop on the inside here just because I feel like it looks weird that it's so flat. So I'm gonna extrude these two. Oop, there we go. And then I bet you it would look cool if I extruded a line all the way through, like the axle that it's sitting on. Yeah, that's gonna look really nice. So we'll do mirror and weld. There we go. Kind of set this up. Very nice. Looking like a thing already, isn't it? Paint says thank you, will try. You get confetti for that. Way to be brave, Paint. Seriously, go make that base mesh. I like it. Keep it real low poly and make use as many subtools as you need. Anytime you hit a joint, I recommend new subtool, which is a lot. John says, Mia, at what point do you mostly rely on separate subtools? There we go. Or would this be a case to start using poly groups? I use a bit of both. So in this case, I have, each time I'm on a distinct different object, I'm gonna be more specific here, I make a new subtool. Wheels are very different than the base shape of the cart, right? I don't know what to call this, the holder, the coal holder. That is way different shape than a wheel, right? Circle, cube, different subtools. Eloa says, I heckin' love hard surface. I didn't know you were so passionate about this, Eloa. I never get to do these. Good questions, guys. Fantastic. I know I'm being very serious and I'm like teaching and talking about stuff, but I mean, you guys can chat about whatever you want in the chat and then ask questions still too. I'm suspicious, my peasants. My regulars are being very well behaved right now. This is very on topic. All right, the next thing we're going to do is look at how I'm going to extrude like the edge of this. We don't worry about details till the very end, and we're not going to worry about the taper either. So again, the minecart will actually end up being shaped more like that. I'm not going to worry about that yet. So in order to add this like edge here, I'm going to insert an edge loop. So hover over the line. Again, the ZModeler brush is not a brush. It's this huge freaking tool. Depending on where you hold spacebar will trigger a different menu. See? Point versus polygroup, like the face of the poly versus the line or the edge. Again, we've got edge actions, point actions, and polygon actions. And they're all different menus. The top part here is saying what function's going to happen, and the bottom part is saying what it's going to happen to. Does that make sense? So I want to insert an edge loop. So I'm going to hold spacebar over an edge. I'm going to click insert, and it's going to happen to a single edge loop. Okay? So the top box, what is happening? The bottom box, what is happening to? Click and drag. There's an edge loop. There's an edge loop. I want them on the corners as well. I'm putting edge loops everywhere. I think I had symmetry not turned on. I don't want to redo literally anything, so I'll just click mirror and weld. And I'm going to do it on the X and the Z axis, which means it's going to happen on the front and the back. Neato. John, yeah, sorry for getting serious. No, you're great. You're great. Matt says, I'm not sure of the terminology, but could you not create a new face on the cube, then extrude out and connect the vertices? Create a new face on the cube, extrude out, and connect the vertices. Yeah, are you talking like if I hold spacebar here, I can extrude a line out or an edge loop? It's gonna get all confused, I think, because I have a bunch of polys right now. Extrude. I'm all like, how do I do this when it's not single surface? I know what you're talking about, and yeah, you can create a poly away from the rest of the mesh and then bridge it together. You can do that. All right, next thing we're gonna do is add these trim pieces I'm talking about. We're gonna extrude just the poly loop at the top, like that. Again at the bottom, and then on these edges. Now, this is something I frequently run into, and I'm not sure how to do it the best way. See, this is why I want to use Q mesh here, because I want it to snap. See how it's being kind of ugly and kind of terrible? I'm not sure how to do this in the best way. I'm thinking about it. Maybe it'd be best if I mask it out instead. And again, it's like, yeah, you can follow tutorials and stuff, and that's great for learning how to or what to do at all. But I also find just like, fuck around and find out is another fantastic way to learn. So I'm hold spacebar and do polygroup island, and I was able to mask this out by holding down option. That's Alt on Windows. There we go, click and drag. That kind of does a better job. They kind of blobbed out a little bit, and I can fix that manually by moving points. I'm sure there was a better way to do that. But for now, I feel like I learned something, and I'm happy with that. So I'll remember that. And that is the shape I wanted, so I'm gonna call that a win. Mirror and weld. Why are you disappearing? Oh, here we go. I'm mirroring on the wrong axis. Here we go. Mirror and weld only happens from a certain way. I think it's left to right. So if you're modeling on the right side and trying to mirror and weld, it will disappear. Just keep that in mind. Can we call him Marty the minecart? Sure. Now it says, in reference, trying to bevel those axles. Oh yeah, the axles, I don't think that's going to be hard to do. Like this, I know how to bevel. Weirdly, I don't know how to bevel that face. I do know how to bevel this though. Hold down spacebar, bevel, and then poly loop, and that, or is it edge loop? And that will bevel. And it does go all the way through. We do have some weirdness going on here. Yeah. Interesting, when I polygrouped it, it seemed to behave a little bit better. Interesting. And it is cutting all the way through, which I don't quite want. I probably should have made that its own piece to have maximum control. Again, I'm still learning. All right, mirror and weld across the Z-axis now. Beautiful. Minecart is minecarting. It's looking quite nice. I am going to move these wheels out a bit and up. I'm going to have the axle kind of sit on the minecart. I really don't care how accurate or not accurate that is. That's just for 3D printing. It makes my life easier. And that the wheels are inset, I'm also not concerned about that either. I could very easily just hollow this out right here and be like, that's why it works. Just Single says, I was busy for a moment, but because Simon T. Sesh has served commands, does that mean he's technically a mod server? Technically. Yes. Technically. That's looking pretty good. I do want more details here, more secondary forms. So what's a secondary form? That's gonna be anything that builds in a primary form. What's a primary form? As simple as you can get. This is a rectangle. This is the cylinder, right? So the secondary forms are gonna be like the trim I added here, or the axles or the spokes. And then the tertiary forms are gonna be like the wood grain, rivets, that kind of stuff. And like, why does that matter? You don't wanna you can't create a minecart around a rivet. I guess you could, but I wouldn't recommend it, right? You wanna build up step by step. Ooh, I kind of like that. That was an accident, and I like it. I deleted the edge loop on top. Yeah, so if you hold down Option and click, it will delete an edge loop if you have Insert Edge Loop selected. But instead, I'm just going to bevel this to have the same effect. Ugh, there's a gnat in here. I hate bugs. Okay. Bevel. There we go. That looks nicer. A lot of hard surface modeling, I swear, is just beveling. Which is why I think there is a bevel master or something somewhere in Z plugin. Bevel Pro, and it will smart bevel all your edges. I don't do that much hard surface modeling, and this really isn't that complicated of a shape, so I don't mind just doing it manually. Like a peasant. All right, mirror and weld, and across the Z-axis as well. There we go. I can kind of flatten these edges a little bit here. I think that looks a little nicer. Yeah. Hey, Sean's is back. I return with food. What'd you get? All right, we're going to extrude these little beams right here. And I do want it to snap to this beveled edge, so I will use Q mesh here. I'm gonna hold down Option to kind of mask that little area out. I might as well just do both sides since I don't have symmetry on. And then I'll hold spacebar, Q mesh, polygroup island, and that should snap. See? See how it won't extrude past this point right here? If I change it to extrude, look how different it behaves. It just goes all the way through. But Q mesh gives you this nice, sexy snap. Whatcha? There you go. The way that it kind of interacts right here looks weird, so I'll add even more things. There you go. And then there needs to be a front to this Minecraft, why did I say that? Minecart, where it connects. Oh, that's why I said that. So I'm going to go ahead and insert some edge loops on the front here. Or, you know, I don't have to keep modeling on the same piece. I can just put a new cube on this. I'm so stuck to this. Okay, it says crease and bevel masker makes hard surface so much easier. It does. I haven't been doing that literally at all, but you can just mask and then run the same operation. Look at you go, Paint. You learned so much. Yeah, I'm not decided what the front of the minecart is going to be, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. Looking good. So now if I hold down subdivide, it's going to round the whole thing off, right? Which if you want that, great. But you probably don't if you just spent time hard surface modeling. So you can crease it instead. I have a button here called crease. It's somewhere within, where is it? It's like geometry. Here, I know how to do this. Geometry crease, literally. Where is it? Oh, here it is, crease. So you can set the tolerance there to where anytime there is a, it surpasses that amount or degrees, so it's at 30 right now, it'll put a crease right there. So anytime there was a 90-degree angle, it should crease it, and it did. How do I know it creased it? You're gonna get a kick out of this. Look, so watch, I'm gonna click the button. Did you see that? Probably not. There's a teeny tiny dotted line everywhere that's creased. I know, if you're like, I have bad eyesight, how am I supposed to use ZBrush? I don't know. John says, Mia, so when you create weapons, etc. for your sculpts, you don't use hard surface? I am not worthy. Oh no, I do. I do. Not often. I just don't have to make hard surface things often. So I use an asset library. that I created. So what I'm trying to say is I don't redo things ever unless I can do it better. So here is my asset library. These are all the weapons I've made over the years. So it's rare that I need to make a brand new weapon because I already did it. But if I see something here and I'm like, I can do a lot better of a job, I will remake it then. You can definitely tell what pieces are newer. Like this lance, look how like clean and nice and simple. That's higher poly than has any business being. But anyway, this is nice and clean versus you can kind of tell older stuff. Like, what is this? This is not great, but it's got charm, so I kept it. Don't pay attention, don't look at the topology. And again, topology, clean topology just makes it easier to create from, generally speaking. But I do stuff with 3D printing. I just destroy all the topology at the end anyway. I use Estimation Master. The reason why I have clean topology at all in the first place is 1, it's easier to create with. 2, I like to rig a lot of my models, which I would like to have nice topology for better deformations. If you try to bend something like your elbow here and your topology is like super janky, your elbow is going to like explode and tear through itself. Yeah, sounds so silly. But I just want to be very clear. Like, I feel like the topology snob thing is very funny. I really say it as a joke. I don't actually care. Does that make sense? Okay. But if there's ever a chance to like teach you guys things, I like to do so. Here's a really good example of side by side. So this is a disaster. It's 14,000 points. I don't care. This will 3D print beautifully. But I can't do anything with this shield. If I was going to change this shield, I'd have to manually resculpt it. Meanwhile, this is done really nice and clean, right? That's only not even 2,000 points. 2,000, 14,000. Again, only 2,000. But with this, it's actually, I can change things still. So I can like extrude a poly loop and I can start building new shapes, and that's kind of janky, but I can do stuff with it. Does that make sense? All right, I think that was a good example. Moving on. Boop, boop. Paint says, getting happy dancing feelings. Yeah, I'm proud of you. You've learned so much, seriously. Just Single says, I'm trying to think of good questions, but my brain's only coming up with, what's your favorite ore? Pretty much in any game, ever find, what is it? Lapis lazuli, I don't know how to say it. That's nice. I like finding those. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, if you want to have more polys without smoothing all your hard work, you can use dynamic subdiv with flat subdiv active. This is what I use to engrave all the armor plates without smoothing it. Yes. Yes, I'm saying it with that weird tone because I'm like, you're gonna devastate our beginners with that technique. I don't ever want to teach our new students like dynamic subdiv and detail until they really understand the difference between flat subdiv and not, because dynamic subdiv is just a preview of your work, right? So you don't want to get into a habit of doing heavy deformations or sculpting on it because it's not actually going to work. But the way that you're using it, heck yeah, it's going to work. Brilliant technique. I need to make a video on that, explain the difference. Eloa, look at my baby artist. I'm using black magic. Don't follow me. That's pretty much what I said. Yeah. I recently showed off Eloa's most recent commission, and they show their 9-month progress. And I had to do a full disclaimer where I'm like, this is not realistic. And it's not me trying to flatter or butter up Eloa. It's just like they've worked really hard, and that's not. I don't want anyone to think that like, oh, I can get that good in 9 months. Probably not, unless you sculpt every single day, you know, which is great if you can. But my students tend to be too hard on themselves as it is. And y'all know comparison is the thief of joy. And even though I tell you guys not to, my students compare themselves to each other all the time, which is fine if you want to be inspired, but you guys don't do that. You use it to be mean to yourselves. And I'm like, hey, K9 is back. Hello, welcome back. I don't know how I remember so many of your guys' usernames. One day, I'm just going to forget all of them. I'm going to hit like critical capacity of usernames I recognize, and I'll just recognize it. No one. And I'll just be like, hey, chat. Hey. We're not there yet, though. Okay, so something you need to look for when you crease and then subdivide. This is a really common problem. See this nonsense? See it? Look at that. I hate that. I hate when that happens. That happens when the edge next to it is not creased. So I'll need to manually go through with spacebar, crease, and click on that. See? So now I subdivide, it doesn't tear and look stupid. Again, here's the before. Bad. We don't want that. That single-sided poly nonsense, we don't want that. That's bad for 3D printing. Crease, no problem. I know I explained that, and I just know someone's watching and they're like, I don't get it still. When in doubt, crease more. If you don't know what you're doing, Dynamesh. That's terrible advice. K9 said, I posted a sculpt I just finished. What does this mean? What do you mean finished? Finished or not? In a Discord. First full character. Well, kind of. Oh, we're going to do early confetti. I hope you know I'm going to show it off. Everyone's going to see it now. Oh my god, it's awesome! Check him out! Oh my god, I love... So you did the concept sketch too? Because that's beautiful. First full character sculpt I've completed. Bro. That's sick. I love the super intense blue background too, like the contrast. If you want to pop more, grab the opposite side of the color wheel, which, what is it? Or complementary green, otherwise a blend. But I do like the saturation and the drama of it. Pops out the yellow eyeballs. Look at all those little bits of gear and stuff too. Oh, this is so freaking fun. Dude, this is so fun. I like the rings on that back fin too. I'm holding myself back from going like full art teacher mode. You do not need a critique. I'm just really excited about it. But I'm like, ooh, if you push this, if you push this. No. This is great. This is beautiful. Everybody congratulate in the chat. This is beautiful. I also love like the super cheesy, like, aha, exclamation point, surprise. That's awesome. Heck yeah. Good, you guys are hyping them up. That's what I want to see. Like my peasants being good peasants. Beautiful. I love it. I'll accept all critique. No, I have to be good, because if I start giving critique out to everybody, what's the point of my mentorship? I feel that, Eloa. I do. It's giving serious Splatoon 3 vibes. Oh my god, I've played so much Splatoon. I'm really competitive, so I don't do well in PvP because I'm not very good either, so it's a bad combo. But I enjoy PvE, so I play a lot of Salmon Run. Where is the background tavern music from? Wait, is it gone entirely? Or is it just really quiet? But it's from Epidemic Sound, which is not helpful. I need to credit those artists. Oh, here we go. YouTube chat is limiting. Oh, wow. This is really helpful. Feel free to delete so not have to junk up the chat. Are you joking? No, this is great. Select the edge face. Inset, create a new face. Extrude that face. And then join the vertices to create a bevel. I'm gonna try that. Yeah, that definitely needed a picture. I just want to try that. I feel like that's helping me think in a different way. And I know how to do it when it's step by step like this. Okay, so the first step was select the edge of the face. Select. And then inset. Inset polygroup outline. Extrude that face. Extrude polygroup. Where the heck is the single poly? There, extrude a single poly. Just like that. Join the vertices of the two faces to create a bevel. Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. See, the last step is where I'm confused. Too bad I'm in dark mode and can't see it. Lol, same, I'm in dark mode, but I can barely see it. Okay, some people are saying there's no music, and some people are saying it's very loud. You guys need to... What? Yeah, how would I bridge these? I said I could do that, and I can, like when I'm single face. Okay, I don't know, let's try it. I know bridge is a thing. Bridge, edge, click on this edge, and then this edge. Yeah, nothing happened. Click on first edge. I did it. Click on second edge. I did it. Ew, that's really ugly what it's doing instead. It twisted itself. If I turn on double, it'll look solid, see? But it's not actually solid. It's completely twisted. Oh, because I probably, just like Marvelous Designer, you can flip seams by accident. I wonder if it's the same kind of thing. here to here. I tried to be straighter this time. Nope. What if I do it with points? What if I stitch points? Stitch 2 points. I feel like this also won't work, but I want to try it. Oh, that's really ugly. Ew. This is gonna, watch, I'm gonna do this just because I think it'd be funny. And wait, maybe it'll work if I go down. Why does it want to work half the time? Skill issue. No, Reaper wasn't even talking to me. They're talking about seeing in the dark. How come you were just working and now you're not? How come it goes up but not down? Okay, I was not able to figure it out. I will figure it out later though. And it still looks better to have that little thing there anyway. So we're going to call that a win. I know what you're saying now. And the answer is I don't know. But I can find out. There we go. Still looks a little better than it did before. Matt, it might not be possible. I know nothing about 3D modeling. It was worth trying. I know what you're suggesting would work if it was single-sided polys. Monkey says, there's no music, Mia. I'm just joking. You guys cannot do this to me. See? Okay, I'm gonna increase it. It's currently at negative 42 decibels. I'm gonna increase it to negative 35. Let me know how that sounds. I know it's not a huge difference, but it's better to make it incremental. Also, I haven't changed any settings, so this has been true for a long time. Maybe my mic is just louder. I don't know. Anyway, back to doing the things. Oh look, more tearing and nonsense. Can you just behave? I'm gonna crease the whole thing. Oh, that fixed it. Okay, that wasn't very difficult. Cool. Eloa says, Mia, yes, do what you just did, but delete the faces underneath. Doesn't mess it up. Oh, okay. Wait, I understand. I was so close. So you're saying to delete these faces, right? Oh, it's going to be really dumb, isn't it? Okay, let's just polygroup the whole thing. There, delete. And then I can stitch these. Oh, I think you're correct. All right, now we're gonna do the bridge thing again. From here to here. It's working, except I deleted the wrong side. I need to delete these two, otherwise it's not gonna be a bevel. Does that make sense? Delete hidden. All right, select first edge, select second edge. Haha, is it gonna weld the points at the corners though? Eloa, do you think there's a smarter way to... Oh, it totally worked. That totally worked. Oh, Eloa gave me a super sweet demo. I did just figure it out, but that was really awesome and helpful. Well, there we go. Look how much nicer that looks than that. Through the power of... not friendship. How come there's so quiet music today? I'm sad. All right, I'm increasing it more. I'm also going to double check the file. Or I know it's reading. Or we're at negative 30 now. Let me know how that sounds. Yeah, teamwork. Ah. I'm going to remember that. That was super helpful. Thank you, Matt. And Eloa for like helping with that last step there. I like it. I'm just curious, is there a smarter way to have done that? I didn't take that long, but I'm always wondering if is that like a brute force way that we just did? Or, I mean, if it works, it works. Don't get me wrong. Eloa, you're awesome. And Matt. Someone give Matt some poing. K9 says, good call on the background color being a complementary color. It looks much better. You're welcome. I'm not going to insert a shameless plug for my mentorship program, but if I did, I would do it right here. All right, let's get some more details, more fun stuff going on, shall we? I'm already really excited that I learned something new. I feel like we need rivets and stuff. We also need texturing and detail and goodness. How do I detail just the inside? I'm trying to use as many new techniques on stream as I can, because what's the point of streaming with an audience if I'm not going to learn something new? I think if I select just this, I can apply a surface noise modifier just to this. But an easier way to do it would to just be to grab an alpha, subdivide a bunch of times, and then select the faces I want to have wood texturing on them, just like that. Because again, this doesn't need to be like freaking crazy piece of art. It needs to be thoughtful, it needs to be cool, but don't destroy good in the pursuit of perfection. It's a little too low poly still, that's why it's looking a little blurry, so we're gonna subdivide one more time. This is a really brute force way of doing it, and I don't care. All right. This would look even better if I made more distinctions between the different panels, but I'm happy with this. I'm happy with the texture we're getting here. So I have this texture, it's gonna kind of look more wood, more scratched up. And then I'm also going to add little dents and stuff to the trim to look more like metal. I can do that a few different ways. Using trim dynamic would be a really easy way. See that? Dent. And then I can go through and add like a noise modifier with a bunch of like little dots to make it look more like oxidizing metal, like rust. Yeah. Hey, Nerd's here. It's worth it. I love your teaching. Thanks. Hazy is here. Hello. I've just had first contact with ZBrush as a Blender user. I feel like it's going to be a long journey. Yeah, it is. It's doable though. It's absolutely doable. A lot of my students previously were just 100% Blender. And if you don't need high poly sculpting, you don't need ZBrush. If you want to do high poly sculpting as if you were sculpting with clay, then yeah, ZBrush, it's hard to beat. But everything, I mean, you can do everything in Blender. And more. Obligatory. Then Mia, why don't you use Blender? I just don't like it. I'll be the first person to tell you that that's silly. There's nothing wrong with Blender. Blender is fantastic and very, very powerful. Though, I'd love to throw out the whole and it's free. Depending the way you use Blender, by the time that you have all these tools and plugins you've paid for, it's very frequently not free. But it depends on the way that you use it. And let's be real, you're never going to hear me say that it's not awesome. They're all great software, seriously. Except maybe Maya. No, I'm just joking. I've never used Maya. I just know it's really expensive. I can't be too positive around here, y'all. That's just unrelatable. All right, I'm going through with Trim Dynamic and I'm just adding some little dents, a little bit of wear and tear. This is kind of like a secondary form on a secondary form. I wouldn't call this tertiary details quite yet. That is fairly subjective though. I don't want anyone watching, especially my students, and being like, I don't know the difference between this secondary form of a secondary form. Don't worry about it. Just understand that primary is the base shape. So think cube, cylinder, sphere. Secondary is the trim on that. And then tertiary is really small details, like individual strands of hair, facial skin pores, that kind of stuff. Facial skin pores. Not any skin pores, just facial. It's not true. I'm being silly. Cool, that's a little dinged up. I like that. And then I'm gonna go in with either soft concrete or a layer to add some more pitting to the metal. This could work really well, depending how I am able to achieve this. If I just obviously sculpt on it, it's gonna look ridiculous, right? But I might be able to get some good results by using drag rectangle. Now you're being a little silly. This is not for soft concrete, but it might be for layer. Yeah, see, that's nice. So that's adding material, not subtracting. So that's the opposite. Metal does not bulge. It pits, right? So I want to hold down Option, that's Alt on Windows, to subtract material. Honestly, it looks kind of blobby regardless. Let's find a different alpha. Ooh, just like even some noise like that could be perfect. I like it. A lot of great conversation in the chat today, and a lot of great questions. Oh, I love this. Empress has a great question for everyone. For my sculpting peeps, I wanted to ask, what are your favorite small things to sculpt as practice or just in general? I like sculpting small little dudes. I like looking at stuff like, think of like the dust sprites from like Studio Ghibli, just little things. I like no arms, no legs, or if so, just arms, you know what I mean? Like really simple and not feeling pressure to make them cute, because as we both know, making cute things is very difficult, but just like creepy little dudes, big fan. Yeah, I think that surface noise modifies me best because this is going to bend and I don't want that to happen. So how do we do that? Click on comma, bring up your light box. Next up, noise, here it is. And then one of these that looks like the texture that you're wanting. That has like some pretty good pitting on it. That's more so what I was thinking. Ooh, how nice. It's gonna change your poly paint. If you don't want that, don't freak out. You can change it. Now let's edit this. Go over to your tool menu and click on surface. Edit. Here you go. So you can adjust the noise scale here and the plugin scale. There you go. You can start to see what that texture is actually supposed to look like. Isn't that nice? And again, the poly paint you can change here. So if you didn't like it, don't worry. I'm gonna change the poly paint later. I don't know, I'm messing with this. Okay, good enough. I'm gonna click OK, and I rarely just click apply. I usually do mask my noise, and then I like manually use a brush to like nudge it around. Click mask my noise a few times, and it'll make the mask sharper. Last but not least, you can either use it just the way that it is, or you can invert the mask. Again, it's really powerful. So if I use my move brush now, check this out. So you can like really move this around and get some really cool shapes. Like that can look like so many different kinds of things. Isn't that cool? You can also just bring up your 3D gizmo with a little location icon, and then like change the size of it universally to kind of preview the whole thing really quickly. Obviously that's a little intense. It looks more like dragon scales than hitting on metal. I just want some cool texture. Like I like that. And then I can go a step further here and just bring my contrast slider up and just make everything a little more pronounced, a little messier looking. All right, let's get some poly paint going. Let's go with a blue, kind of steelish color, maybe a warmer color for the wheels, just so it stands out. Again, I do 3D printing, and you can't 3D print in color. Technically you can, but don't. Not in resin yet anyway. So I just I just do color on stream because it's fun. No other reason. There we go. Let's go ahead and make these both warm colors, otherwise I was looking kind of weird. Alrighty, backface mask. Backface mask with poly paint's really cool because you can start getting this like ambient occlusion effect. See? It's not going to fill everything, it's just going to grab onto certain edges. Isn't that cool? And then we can add a little bit of shading around the corners here. I'm spending way more time on this minecart than I need to. This is just a prop for a character. I'm just having a lot of fun. Go ahead and move these wheels out a little bit, scoot them back up. Normally the axle would not touch, or quite like that. And it just makes it easier to 3D print. There we go. What is a good place to get noise packs? I think the Pixelogic site still has them. I have never actually downloaded a custom noise before. I just use what's already in there and modify it. I haven't found a need, to do that quite yet. But let me go ahead and grab that, because that's not a good answer, is it? It's a terrible answer. I can do better than that. At the very least, I can show you guys where to get different alphas and whatnot. Ever since Maxon bought Pixelogic, it's been really hard to find these resources I used to share with you guys for free, because they keep changing it and moving it and deleting things. Dislike. Yeah, I don't know if it's even, I don't know if it even exists anymore. Yeah, all these links are dead, and they just keep bringing you back to an ad to buy ZBrush. If I find it, I will send it to you, Paint. But yes, it used to exist. Jersey Jeff says, this shopping cart has horrible complexion. Now that's a good comment. Yeah, Substance Designer or Substance Painter is fantastic for that. Yes. That's not going to affect the actual 3D print though, just letting Paint know that. Just keep in mind that like texture does not affect the actual model itself. It is a picture of texture. Yeah, this is grimy, isn't it? Let's brighten this up. So right now I'm hiding polygroups by holding Command Shift, and I'm clicking on anything that I want to make steel color. I'm gonna hold Command W to polygroup all of the wood faces, Command Shift click on this again to reveal what I previously selected, Command W to make that a new polygroup. So now we'll have two polygroups. And that just makes it easier for me to select to paint. Let's go with a lighter, more steel color. I usually go with a bluish color to get more of a steel look. And I don't want backface mask for this. Ew, that doesn't look good. There we go. Let's go with a deeper reddish tone here, because I just don't like the color scheme of this right now. So let's find some new things. Sometimes I really don't know what I'm doing. I will use color spray. There's some fun tones. Yeah. That's a really fun warm color. I should probably make the wheels the same color as the metal. That would make more sense, huh? Nope, not purple. Color spray is getting a little too excited. All right, we're like done with this minecart. I need to work on the actual character. I'm just being silly now. Let's make the bottom of this look a little more interesting by insetting a polygroup here. Where's inset? There it is. And then just extruding a couple more lines. Nope. Yes. Some more bevels. There we go. Nice and quick. Maybe I like that color. Yeah, that's better. It's fine. Perfect. I'll make the spokes a slightly different color. Ooh, color spray would be fun for that. There we go. I couldn't help myself by making this look a little more interesting. It's bringing in a lot of purples and greens because it's color spray. That's what it does. And I don't necessarily love that, but it is kind of fun. And then depending what kind of ores I put inside of this, it'll actually look quite nice. I gotta put stuff in the mining cart, don't I? I'm already out of water. No worry. All right, we're going to sculpt some coal to go inside of this. This is gonna be really quick and easy and fun. We're gonna start with a cube. We're gonna Dynamesh that cube. Rotate it a little bit and make it coal colored. There you go. Next up, I'm going to use Trim Dynamic. I'm going to just start flattening planes on this, kind of make like a little chunk. That looks like a lump of coal. I don't know. What does coal look like? I should grab a reference. It's looking pretty low poly, which is a-okay. I also want to crease up those edges a little bit more. I can use a custom brush. It's from an orb pack. It's free, called Flatten Edge, or it's like Edge, Protect Edge, or Flatten, whatever. Or you can just go to Geometry, Clay Polish, and it kind of has a similar effect. There we go. Subdivide a few times, clay polish more. Nice. Then I can use H polish to really define those little chunks. Beautiful. Great, we now have a little rock, just like that. I'm going to create a bunch of these and kind of pile them up. I'll show you how I do that. I'm gonna keep them all in the same subtool. I'm gonna duplicate them a bunch of times. So I don't want this to be super high poly. It doesn't need to be 16,000 points. Let's bring it down to 5,000. There you go. And now let's keep it all in the same subtool. I'm gonna hold down Command, click and drag anywhere on these little arrows, and that will automatically duplicate it. And when I do that, I'm also gonna just rotate it a little bit each time. I'm doing it manually, which is kind of slow. I absolutely could use array mesh for this, but by the time I'm done setting up array mesh, I feel like I could have been done with it anyway. It's so interesting, like when to know when to use like automating processes versus just doing it by hand. Because sometimes by the time that you're done getting your automated process to work, it was slower than just brute forcing it. So who knows? All right, we got our first layer. I'm gonna duplicate it, move it up. I'm gonna spin it 180 degrees, offset it just a touch, and then click on auto group. So now they're all individual colors. So I can Command Shift click and delete all the ones that are not fitting in the cart any longer. Because I'm gonna make like a pile of coal here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, Command Shift click. I'm gonna mask just one of these and just kind of make a little pile here. All right, the last step I'm going to do is create a new one of these, make it especially small, and this will be kind of like our detail coal, if you will. Having variety to your shapes is really, really important. But by going through with your big shapes first, again, primary, secondary, tertiary, it's a lot faster. This is not my playlist music for birds. What is this? Why are you whispering at me? There we go. Back to listening to Beats for Birds. I'm listening to Duck right now. I have that linked in Spotify or in Discord if you want to listen to it. Micah says, Mia, printable fill piece that can be swapped with future ones. I love how much you guys love modularity. I find people that everyone loves the concept of it, and then when it's actually out there, people are like, why can't I just print two separate carts? You know, I'd rather make a cart that has coal and one that has crystals in it versus a modular swap-outable piece. Excuse me. Matt says, that's just my job though. I spend 3 hours scripting a job that only takes 30 minutes, but at least now I can automate it. I mean, that's different. I've been spending months writing script to make it so I can automate my WordPress posts. So every time I have a new Patreon model, it will just appear on my website. And by now, oh yeah, the amount of time I've spent, I probably could have just done the 1,000 myself. But I had to learn how to do it and learn how to script and troubleshoot it all. It will be worth it. It will be worth it. Because I plan to do this for a long time. So maybe it's not worth it yet. That's okay. All right, let's add some more texture to these little coal bits. I don't even know how I want to texture these. Soft concrete would probably be perfect for this. Don't be gross. I'm gonna reset all brushes because now my soft concrete brush isn't doing the cool thing. There we go. All right, relax. Stop being so intense. I just want like a little bit of texture. I'm gonna scribble back and forth on this with backface mask to see if I even like what this is doing. I mean, that sure looks better than detailless. Yeah, that worked. Okay, that worked so much better than I expected that I don't really need to change it. Neat. We're gonna make all of this larger and kind of spill out a little bit more, and I really feel like this one cold chunk is too big. Neat. Monkey says, man, I made modular map tiles for so long. People love them. I can't stand them. I'd rather just make a map with character and not just a bunch of the same tiles that look blank. I don't know, I hate modular stuff. And that comes from someone who's made tens of thousands of modular things. I agree. It's kind of like at the end of the day, like when I was doing a lot of commissions, this is a long time ago, I found that the more power I gave to the customer, the worse models they made. I know it sounds really shitty, but like it's not. Like I spend all day, every day, learning how to be a better artist and make things aesthetically pleasing. So of course I can make something more aesthetically pleasing than like some dude on Reddit. You know what I mean? But that's what they want. And I get that. That's why I stopped doing commission work, because it sucks. Now I take requests. Y'all are super freaking cool. I get to make great stuff that has appeal for everyone, which is awesome. I really love my job. I cannot understate that, overstate that enough. I'm like, that was the opposite of what I meant. Hey, this minecart actually looks pretty good. Neato. It's also really high poly, so we're gonna start crunching this down. I will have a version of this minecart with nothing in it. Let's bring this down to, how about I just dynamesh you? You're gonna blow up, or you're gonna be cool? You're not really being cool. This is the only time I'll have like, I'll dynamesh at a higher resolution, and then I'll decimate after the fact. So I know my students were watching, like, wait, you said to never dynamesh at a high resolution. I know. Reaper, me, who cries in commissions? Isn't that tough? When you're working on something, your client's like, now cover it in confetti. And you're like, this is a grim, dark piece. Why do you want that? My favorite is when you do the revision and they're like, this looks stupid. And I'm like, I know, it's what you wanted. I didn't have many commissions like that, needless to say. Monkey says, it's designing it. It sucks the life out of me when I make modular stuff. I think that makes a ton of sense, you know, because you are making building blocks that are putting the creative fun power in the hands of your customers instead of yourself, which is cool. But that blows. I get you, man. I get you. Yeah, your maps are so good. Don't stop doing what you're doing. I'm glad that you don't prioritize modular stuff anymore. Sweet. So we'll have an empty minecart and then one full of coal. I might do one with crystals because that's fun, but again, I'm not going to do modular pieces. I'll do different variations where I make it look nice and cohesive. Monkey's like, it's like designing Legos. Yeah, it's very crunchy. I totally forgot to put rivets and bolts on this. We're gonna do that. Oops, we did not keep poly paint. Decimation Master, use and keep poly paint. Run it again, you're good. This isn't really fun. This isn't really chill. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and having like really killer discussion and questions. I love that. I have another super secret, that won't be a super secret project for long, that you guys might start seeing me work on during happy hour. We'll see. John says, Mia, just curious, what 3D printer do you use? To be totally transparent, I didn't pay for any of them. So it is whatever companies partnered with me, and I decided that I liked them. At one point, I had my pick, though, and I ended up settling on Eloa and Bamboo. Bamboo Labs, I have the X1C Carbon. X1C Carbon, it's redundant. X1 Carbon, fantastic, incredible for FDM. And then Eloa sent me a Ultra Saturn S, Ultra Pro Plus. God, these names are so fucking stupid. Anyway, it's some sort of, it's a Saturn, is the fancy one. It's the big one. Yeah. I'm being totally transparent. I did not pay for these. They're great. I really like them. I have had Anycubic stuff before. It's fine. I like that too. Their customer support is obnoxious. And I've done brand deals with Anycubic and Eloa. Eloa paid me way better, and Anycubic was a huge pain in the ass to work with. Just my 2 cents. Anycubic was legit that company that was like, it would be finished, and they'd be like, yeah, that looks really good. Yeah, so let's say they asked for like dragons. Okay, this dragon's really cool. Yeah, can you just like put a fairy on the base? Can you just like really quick? I'm like, are you fucking serious? They were that kind of client where I was like, no. And they'd also send me like a 30-page contract too. They were like the crunchiest company to work with. Again, they're fine. They're just a company. I dealt with a person there that probably doesn't even work there anymore that kind of sucked. That doesn't mean that's not reflective on the entire company. I just can't help but be cool about Eloa because every person I've worked with Eloa has been super cool. John says, I've learned so much from these streams. I love this community. Aw, thanks. We love to have you here. All right, this is looking good. These wheels are perfectly smooth and they need some noise. You look weird. Let's throw a noise modifier on it. Let's get crunchy, some wear and tear. What are you doing? Well, it's okay. We'll edit it and the surface noise modifier and we'll see what it's doing. Yeah, it's just like crunching through the whole thing. Stop. So I'm just adjusting the noise scale plugin to be smaller, and that's causing it to not break itself. See how it's kind of destroying all the topology in the preview? We don't want that. Click on OK, and then we can do apply to mesh, or I can do the mask by noise trick. In this case, this is fine. I just want to have texture on it, even if it looks like a speckled donut. There we go. Monkey says, dude, Anycubic absolutely sucks. I feel so validated in you saying that, Monkey, because you know I really value your opinions. I've had 3 Anycubic printers, and all 3 of them had multiple parts that broke, and dealing with customer service is a nightmare. Bro, why are they so hard to work with? I know, I feel the same way. That is so true. Matt's like, all 3 printers are basically the same 3 models. This is so true. So you might as well pick the company that's easier to deal with. John says, Mia, I've heard that the fumes are really strong for inside the house. Or is yours outside? Yeah, mine's in the shop. Mine's outside. Yeah, they're stinky. They're stinky. You can get a filter, you can do all that kind of stuff, whatever. They're kind of stinky. Put them in like a laundry room. I've had mine in the laundry room. I've had it under the sink in the bathroom. I've never had it in my bedroom or in a living room or anything like that. It's not going to kill you. God. I will not get into like safety with resin, because those that get it, and those that don't. You know, read the MSDS material safety data sheet, make decisions for yourself, or listen to someone with a PhD. Goobertown Hobbies, right? Did a fantastic video. This dude has a PhD in chemistry. Please listen to him. Don't drink resin. Don't rub it on your skin. You're okay. Dude, everyone hates Anycubic in the chat. My people. Me never getting a brand deal for Anycubic ever again. Honestly, couldn't care less. Awesome. That's gonna age like milk. We'll see. That's one of the nice things of being like a small streamer. Like I don't need to be held accountable for the things that I say quite yet. It's okay, I hardly say anything that spicy. Cody says, I too am an Legu stan. I love this. Look at my peasanting. Monkey says, aged milk is fine. Empress says, I remember when Mia showed us her degree from Amazon. Still looking for one myself. Empress is making fun of me about my actually legit, I'm serious, it is real. I have a mechanical engineering degree. I have a bachelor's. I really do. It's from Fresno State University. Same. Matt says I'm waiting with bated breath for LEGO to come out with their version of MMS, which is multi-material system. Me too. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm gonna make another version of this minecart that's filled with crystals. And guess what? I already have some crystals. I'm gonna go into my items asset library here. I have a little variety of pieces. Oh look, looks just like my coal pieces. I wanted to make the coal from scratch just to show you guys, like, rocks don't have to be that hard. You just squish them around. All right, got this. I'm gonna go render. Preview AO is looking a little sad, or something about the lighting here is looking sad. There we go. Let's brighten that up. Gonna hide the coal. Delete this. Got our crystals. Let's make it a nice, beautiful, bright color. Duplicate this. And then I'm gonna kind of lay them on their side. Just put a bunch of them in here. And then just like before, we'll start with the largest shapes and then we'll slowly build up to medium and then small. Take your time to actually rotate each piece at least a little bit. I forgot to decimate this before I went ham. That's okay. Eloa says, Mia, I sadly announced we have a winner for today's bingo. Congratulations, Reaper. What is this? M3DM stream bingo. Mia boops her mic. I do punch the mic frequently, I'm sorry. Mia says what M3DM stands for. I have to say that at least once, it's my brand. ZBrush crashes. Mia tells us about her weatherman dad. I love my dad. And he retired recently. I'm so proud of him. Ricky appears. Mia shows her 3D printed miniatures. Mia references her mechanical engineering degree. Mia flames her mods. Mia swears. How long have you guys had this? Oh, my mods are menaces. This is beautiful. I'm not going to go through and defend all of these. Swearing is fine. I have a brand. My degree is relevant. You guys are assholes. And yes, this is my brand. My dad, I guess, is not my brand. That is not relevant. I'm sorry for punching my mic every now and then. Wow. How long have you guys been doing this without telling me? Where do I get these bingo cards? Reaper says, since the start? Are you guys joking? I have mixed feelings about this. They're all positive. No, they're not. Wow. Listen, I stream for 4 hours a day. I'm gonna say the same thing sometimes. Should be a full-size bingo though. You probably could. Wow. Wow. That brings me a lot of joy. Cranky joy. Do I really swear that much on stream? I didn't the day my grandma showed up. I really made sure I stopped that real quick. Okay, we have crystals. I'm just kind of sitting on that news. Stay tuned, peasants. We will have more bingo coming soon. My mods are mostly like community fluffers. They're great. Monkey says, you swear, but chat gets edited from swear words. This is true. It is not a democracy here. Monkey says, or is that off now? I'm not going to tell you if you can swear in the chat or not. Find out. Or not. Just kidding. I really shouldn't say that. I really should not encourage my regulars to swear in the chat. We're going to go on break soon. Totally serious, like actually. And it'll be about 20 minutes. May or may not get coffee, lunch of some sort, and then I'll come back and it'll be happy hour. So for any of my students that have completed work they want me to review, now is the time. If you are interested about the M3DM mentorship, you should be. I'm very proud of it. I've had a lot of huge success stories with my students. Don't get me wrong, they put in the work, they do it, but it's been really fun to be part of their journey. If you're interested in that, there's a link in the description. Alright, almost done with this little crystal variation, which I quite like. Some of these don't look sharp enough, I think. That's fine. Alright, so these got a little samey right here, so I can take my move topological brush and I can start adding some variation really quickly. Ricky is going to get an absolute kick out of this bingo card if he hasn't seen it already. Ah, yes. Crystals. Matt says the real question is what counts as a swear? Yeah, we've had different bots have different feelings on it. Oh my goodness. Monkey says, I'm feeling extra chaotic today, I think. I've been a menace all day, haven't I? Nah, it's great. It is great. Swearing in the chat, trashing on any cubic and modular stuff. No, I love it. Voting for turkey legs, that's a daily occurrence. But yes. I still can't believe this. Mia tells us about her weatherman dad. I have to send this to him. He's gonna crack up. I'm a little embarrassed about the Mia swears being on there, but he knows. Maybe I won't send that to him. Alright, we have some little blank spots on this side, so I'm going to hold Command-Shift-D, duplicate this, rotate it 180 degrees, and just scoot it over there for some nice bit of filler. Isn't that some nice clutter? I like it. I'll need to delete some that are kind of clipping and being stupid. Only one piece. Nice. Go ahead and delete the ones that are floating. Alright, so we have this one and this one. The coal looks all weird poly painted because I booleaned it with an error. It's fine. I learned it from you, Dad. Oh my god, that like dumb skit that you're referencing, right? I can't remember exactly what that skit is about, but my dad loves that and finds that skit very funny. Anyway, it has to do with drugs. I can't remember. Alright, I'm gonna go on break. This has been a great stream. If you're enjoying it, please like the stream. It makes a huge difference. And it's free. And if you don't like the stream, why are you here? Okay, anyway, I'll see you guys in about 20 minutes. Bye! Hello, it is happy hour. Welcome. This is where I review student work, clean up whatever models I want to, just kind of a more relaxed part of the stream, though today has been a little all over the place anyway. But especially if you have any questions, now is the time to ask them. This part of the stream is meant specifically for that. Generally speaking, it's 3D modeling questions and art, but if it's more about 3D printing or how I got here, I'm always happy to share that story too. Looks like Peasant Bingo is a hit. I did in fact tell my weatherman dad about it, and he got a kick out of it. I'm going to review Empress's work pretty shortly here. Yeah, no, it is in fact happy hour, not crappy hour. I mean, I guess it depends on your day, but usually things are pretty nice here. Alright, here are the 2 minecarts we have. Before I forget, I do want to add some rivets to the sides, a nice little detail. Ooh, the mixture of coal and crystals works better than I expected. Alright. To add some rivets to this, click on B for your brush palette, and then there's already one in here called IMM Independent Parts. You can just click on one that you like and start clicking and dragging. I recommend doing a couple edits first, which is, see how it's like kind of floating off of the model a little bit? You can affect the depth of the brush by going to brush, depth, and just scoot this down a little bit. There you go. All right, where do I want these? Let's turn on symmetry on the X and Z axis. So it should do this, yeah, both sides at the same time. Beautiful. Looks like it's a little funky on this one side. Nah, it's good enough. There we go. Finding a draw size that I like. I think 10 will be perfect. Yes. Then hold down Command and it'll snap to that size. Pretty cool. Hey, Mean Cat's here. Welcome in. Emperor says, the bingo reveal just made my week 10 times better. Honestly, same. That is hysterical. If you're not sure what we're talking about, it was revealed during Tavern Keeper's Craft that there's an M3DM stream bingo that my mods have going on behind the scenes, apparently for months now. And they decided to share it today. Reaper hit bingo today. Yeah. ZBrush has not crashed. Crazy. And I have not punched the mic either. Feeling good about that. Box of rocks. Yeah, it's that kind of day. Alright, where else do I want to add rivets? That's the minimum amount I'd want to add. I want to add some sort of like bar or hardware, some sort of thing. Maybe like some tank tread. I just think it's missing that M3DM like detail it factor. I want to add one more thing to it. Having these kind of cross over I think could be really cool. Also, I didn't realize that this is 4 million points. That is outrageous. Let's bring that down to 500,000 points. Yes. Sean says, if streamed regularly after 5 p.m., it'd be a drinking game and not bingo. Yeah, I specifically did not make that reference. Y'all would be unconscious. Paint says, can you make a bingo board chat? Like a channel? Like a Discord? I would have to not look at it. I'm thinking about it. It depends if my mods actually want to keep up with that or not. It is pretty awesome though. Maybe we could have some sort of like harmless reward if you guys end up hitting bingo. I need to put stuff in the Poing store again. I just have kind of abandoned that for right now. Focusing on making actual models and actual work or something. It's about time for me to do some rehauls on the stream though. Sean says you could just mute it, the bingo channel. That way you wouldn't look at it. That would work. I'm actually not very nosy. Yeah, now every day. Maybe it's a Chaos Monday thing. I like that. That's a good idea, Reaper. Only if you guys are actually okay with doing that. I love how much my mods do as it is. I don't want to put more on their plate. And Sater says, Mia, I knew nothing about this. This is like the perfect SpongeBob meme for that. Also, I don't believe you, except I do. Oh no, you guys excluded Sater. That's our other mod. That's dirty. It's okay, it was only this morning. I'll believe you. Alright. Let's do... I'm just trying out some little details, some cross detail here. IMM curve. Ooh, yeah. There's some cool things in here I can use. This is all just default stuff in ZBrush. Check it out. Go play with it. Yeah. It's like grade school all over again. Aw, womp womp. What do I want to add? I do like this. Yeah, it's cool. Duplicate, mirror, duplicate again, mirror on the Z-axis apparently. Where are you? Why are you not showing up? Did it work on this side? It did! Alright, that's all I care about. Now I want to put something in the middle here. Perfect. Just a perfectly normal conversation happening between my very mature mods. What else I want to add here? I like that. So this is what I call nonsense details, where I get to add whatever I want and I don't care if it's accurate to a mining cart or not. I really encourage you guys to do stuff like this. I find it's really common for my students to get worried about, oh, is this correct enough? Is this the way to do something? It's like, who cares? Do you think it looks cool? Add it. I think it'd be cool if some of these were like made out of crystal or coal or something like that. John says, Mia, depth on the IMM brush doesn't affect the extrusion, or just the placement. Yeah, just the placement doesn't affect the extrusion. So it affects how the depth of the placement on the model. Yeah, that is kind of confusing whether you say extrusion or not, huh? Good question. Very good question. I feel like you're being less shy about asking questions, John, and that's excellent. Don't be shy. Like, you're literally a paying mentorship student of mine. Like, it'd be crazy if you didn't feel comfortable asking questions. That would be kind of cool to like embed like pistons on the side. They'd be totally non-functional, just decorative nonsense, which is my favorite kind of nonsense. Hey, Adamus is back. Welcome back. Do you ever have the wheels like so for printing ease? Let's see. You can... Thank you, Alexander. I'm going to answer your question with as we have confetti going. Oh yeah, this is Alexander's request, actually. Yeah, I went a little overboard, Alexander. And I swear, I'm not doing it just because you're awesome generous, but it doesn't hurt, that's for sure. I did make a couple versions of the minecart, and then, yeah, it's gonna be cool. Wait, I'm losing their question. I need to scroll up. Where are they? Do you have the wheels like so for 3D printing ease? Yes, that is correct. So that's why I have the axles kind of inset. Also, it's not unreasonable to have the minecart have like an inset right here, so that way the wheels would be able to slide no problem, and then they're protected from maybe debris on the track or stuff like that. Also, I forgot to taper the top of the minecart. I would like to do that still. Yeah, we need to update the scrolls list for sure. Paint says, yeah, I don't know how to enable the gift giving thing. It's possible if you tried to stream on your account that you're marked as a business account. Sater had that problem too. Alexander says, all good, I'm going to have a mining dwarf cart reset session. Wait, was it 50? Oh my god, it was. That's extremely generous. Thank you very, very much. Again, I love what I do, and like, I get to spend a whole day just focusing on a minecart because of this. Thank you so much. Goodness. Thank you, Rick, for pointing that out. My goodness, I was just like, oh, cool stuff. I was like so focused on the question. This is so awesome. Oh good, Cody got a membership too. Cody's been hanging out a lot more recently. Oh, and Otaka. Otaka's great. I play D&D with them every weekend. Yeah, Cody's like, yo, thanks Alexander. Heck yeah. Yeah, the gifting memberships thing is like my favorite. I really, really enjoy that too, because again, everyone gets to be involved. That's super awesome. Yeah, we'll get the CSV updated. For sure. Oh good, John got one too. John's one of my most recent students. Adama says, I'm trying to learn how to make things more printable without as many support instances. I so get that. Without making it look lame either, right? Like it's a good, you gotta find a good in-between admirable thing to work on. Man, that's still going. Goodness. Hey, Corey! Corey, finally their house sold, so they're able to move and they're much happier and they're more free. They've been around more recently too. Shout out to Corey. This is fun for me to see all the member names. I was joking about this earlier where I'm like, I think I'm gonna reach like critical capacity on the amount of usernames I recognize and I'm gonna remember none of them. But we're not there yet. So we'll see how many I remember for how long. Oh, gorgeous. That's awesome. I actually kind of like the variation that has crystals and coal in it. Unintentional. I might just have quite a few variations of this. I can get to reviewing Empress's lovely work before I forget. This was just super exciting and fun. Also, if you're gonna have minecart races, there's gotta be some cool variations on these. There we go. Ooh, I need to add a like a hitch on the front of it too. All right, it is time to review some student work here too. I can't lose sight of the happy hour. All right, so Empress is working on their first project right now, and it can be very overwhelming when you use like the block out and all that kind of stuff. So they've been doing a really good job not getting too overwhelmed with it. Frustrated in moments, but they check in with me and they're making good progress here. Okay, so this is where we were last time, and since then they have refined this design a bit more here. Add some color. Oh, I love this. Some more interesting shapes. This absolutely counts as a block out. I don't really have much critique for this. I'm very happy to see that you do have some shapes that are coming off of the model, in addition to some that are skin tight. This would be a really good practice as you start learning how to detail and stuff as well. Yeah, no, this is great. This is great. Alexander says, I've got a full table full of mining tanks printed out with multiple paths, traps, boosts, etc. I'm going to have a dwarven miners racing with the ability to fire at each other in some way. Oh my god, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Then Fox says, Mia being unfocused? Perish the thought. Yeah. And Alexander continues, traps or change direction of switching tracks. That is so freaking cool. Oh man, that is going to be a blast for them. And for us, oh, thank heavens. Yeah, no, you did lovely here. I'm probably most impressed with the hair. You didn't do like traditional hair sculpting. You made this really fun hairstyle instead utilizing these spheres. And I'm really proud of you for doing that because you're focusing on the primary shape instead of being lost in the individual hair strands, which is really, really common for when people are first starting to sculpt hair. So good job. Good job. John says, Mia, I'm just trying not to ask too many questions. Bro, you literally pay for my mentorship. I am so happy to answer your questions. Seriously. And I get it. It's like, well, the mentorship's only $30 a month. I know it's underpriced. It's underpriced on purpose because some people are able to utilize it a lot and some people not as much because life gets busy, gets slow, gets busy, right? So maybe this month you're able to get a full $30 worth, maybe like $100 value worth. Maybe next month, not as much. So it all ends up equaling out in the end. My point is, do not be shy. Please ask lots of questions. I know there's plenty of people that are lurking that are also really benefiting from that. And other students. I'm grabbing Empress's next assignment. I'm not going to get too in the weeds about this because you did such a good job. You even blocked out some shoes. I'm super proud of you. Also, her nails, fabulous. They're pretty much just claws. I love to see it. I don't see enough of my students doing hairstyles like this. Oh, that's so fun. So your next step here is going to be starting details. It's going to be tricky. I believe in you. Just do it one step at a time. If you're feeling overwhelmed, start from the top. Literally just detail her hair, then her face, then her shirt. Just go top down. And every time you feel stuck, you know what to do. Message me, okay? When we talk about on stream, I can do a full demo. You could even send me the ZPR you're working on and I could do a sculpt over live on stream. I'm down for that as well. Oh, cool. Paint is helping out Seder. Or Seder's helping out Paint. Beautiful. Hey, Maniac's here. Yeah, nice hair block out. Very clean. I knew Maniac would be able to appreciate that. I wanted to try armor elements. My skills are being challenged enough, I think. Honestly, a really good call to not fully overwhelm yourself, right? You're already doing so well. Oh, mining tracks, not tanks. Honestly, mining tanks sound epic too. Like, can you imagine them, like, they'd shoot dynamite? It's maybe not a very safe way to mine, but it's very quick. Sean's gotta go. Sounds good. Have fun prepping for your D&D game. John says, Mia, how do I use the 50? Old man here. What is the 50? Am I missing something? The 50. Oh. I get what you're saying. Like, how do you get the most value out of it? It was more just like a figure of speech. Ask lots of questions, that kind of stuff. Me forgetting what I just said. And then Empress, if you have any questions, please let me know. The shoes are going to be very, very difficult. If I can actually point out one thing that I noticed that you didn't do, that will help you. Also, these are really cute. I do like this asymmetrical detail you had with the shoe. Kind of missed that. But anyway, I noticed that your shoes are perfectly flat. And that is not... Do I have my cowboy boots in here? No, but I have Ricky's. Let me show you a shoe. Alright, so, shoes. We're going to talk about shoes for a second here. And I know you've seen shoes before. It's just sometimes it's helpful to see it. Okay, so, giant Ricky shoe. So it seems like we think about shoes like they're perfectly flat. God, Ricky has giant feet. Okay. This actually bends upwards. So if you mask this section right here and just bend it upwards a little bit, your shoe will look more like a shoe. It shouldn't actually be perfectly flat like this. See, if I show this on the front view, you can actually see it, a bottom part, right? Even though it's pointing straight, because that toe points up just a little bit. So there's like one little subtlety that will help you. Also, pretty much all shoes will have this like tongue groove shape here and this front piece. Even tennis shoes. I won't grab Ricky's stinky tennis shoes, but you get the idea. I feel like I should do more demos like that where I show you like the actual real object, because that's how I learned how to sculpt, literally. But yeah, that should help you out. If you have any questions about it, let me know. Yep, gotta pull the toe up. You got it. Yep, you got it. Add more curve. The base shape that you have right now, Empress, I'm not gonna use the word perfect. It's really, really good. Because we don't do perfect here, right? It's fantastic. Seriously, from that, you have a very strong base to create all kinds of different shoes. So good job. Any other questions, whether that's from John or Empress, Maniac's here too, any of my students or non-students, I won't tease you about not being in the mentorship program for a while. You have like free specific art questions you can ask and tell them like, you should join the mentorship. So like, don't feel like you can't ask questions if you're not paying. You absolutely can ask questions. Again, thank you to Alexander. That's fun, and it feels like I'm justified in spending an entire day sculpting these minecarts. Because I was like, I didn't have to go so hard on these. But there's so many like little fun details I can add. Again, the only thing that I don't like, I feel like I should taper them. I'm gonna see what that looks like. Why is Foxy singing the Little Piggy song? Empress says, thinks I'm all green for now. All good for now. Sounds good. Foxy, Mia, but how do I make money with art? They're not serious. Foxy is just trolling me. Reaper says, unless you're a 2D artist like me, you can ask for all the feedback you want. No, Reaper, I give you special treatment because 1, I really like you, and 2, you're a mod. I definitely, yeah, have different rules for different people. Oh, you guys crack me up. Anyone that's just coming in, if you guys missed it, you have to look at the M3DM stream bingo card that Eloa made and Reaper is playing. We might start doing this for Chaos Monday for all the peasants. I will not be involved in this channel for obvious reasons. It is funny. You guys are gonna make me self-conscious. Nah, you're not. Eloa says, yeah, but I'm a mod and you banned me 3 times last stream. Stop saying bannable things. Oh my god. Oh, here's someone new. Amber, hello, welcome. Have you used Blender? If so, how does ZBrush compare? Yes, I have used Blender. It's an ongoing joke on my stream that I'm a Blender snob. I just don't like using Blender. There's no good reason for it. Blender is a fantastic software. ZBrush is a fantastic software. If you're just gonna learn something, use Blender, it's free. When you really get into the weeds with Blender, it stops being free depending on all the plugins and resources you can potentially buy, but you don't have to, right? If you wanna do high poly sculpting, use ZBrush. It is nicer, it feels more intuitive, more natural, more organic in my opinion, but you don't have to. You can absolutely get all this done in Blender. This minecart particularly, you could easily do in Blender. They're both great. Yes, practice away, Empress. Don't you worry about that. Good questions, though. Amber, I'm really glad that you asked the question, too. I assume you're one of my lurkers, or you maybe just found me today. Either way. I had a streamer that I watched for a super long time, and I never, ever commented to the chat until very recently. I don't know why it's kind of nerve-wracking. I don't know, I'm one of those kind of people where I think it requires a little bit of bravery. I do. Yes, Blender is a catch-all and ZBrush is more focused. Absolutely, ZBrush is super focused. But if you want to be very proficient in 3D in industry, in any industry, even I'm just specialized in 3D printing, you're gonna need to learn more than one 3D software, no matter what. My favorite thing now, though, is just getting a more positive wrap on it too. Like, I think it's very easy to feel like if you like this thing, therefore you don't like the other thing. They're both great software. Amber says, this is my first stream. Oh, hey. Well, then welcome, welcome. I take a Patreon request and make them on stream every day. So today was a mining cart. Tomorrow, probably going to be a character or creature. We'll see. That's a very good point, Foxy. Cody mentions, yeah, so many softwares. There really is. There is a ton. It depends on what you want to do. And at the end of the day, just get as many free trials as you can. Try them out. See what you like. ZBrush is a small fortune now. I don't pay for ZBrush anymore. I got a perpetual license back in 2019. So I'm on ZBrush version 2022. I am 3 years out of date at this point, and I will never pay for an upgrade. Just being belligerent about that. An upgrade is like hundreds of dollars. So especially if you can find a 3D software with a perpetual license, look at that very seriously. Foxy says, Mia, serious question. When will it be Splendor time again? Oh, I know, right? Because there's technically a priority ticket on that, even though it was gifted. I think I'm going to finish that off stream. So what I created for Eloa special event stream kind of reminds me of it. So yeah, I might do a speed sculpt and then share it. But it's going to get done this month. And Alexander said, well, dwarves in a mining cart. Yes. We have not sculpted our crazy old coot yet. I'm very excited for that. Cody says, I am also still clinging to my 2022 license. Hey. Oh, nice. Amber said, I just got my first resin printer. I want to start modeling my own minis. That's literally exactly how I started, except it was an FDM printer, not resin. And now I do it full time as a business. So yeah. You especially, do not be shy. Ask me questions. That is what I do. Wow, just bonked. Metal straw, okay. Alrighty here. Empress says, personally, the less software I have to juggle, the better. Sadly, ZBrush has its limits. Still looking at Blender for animations. Yes, absolutely. You are not going to want to do animations in ZBrush. And as you get more comfortable, you won't mind having different softwares to move in and out of. But you're right. For now, don't feel like you have to overwhelm yourself or anything. I'm going to see if a little taper looks good on this or if I've added too many hard surface elements. That'll look silly. I definitely want to make the wheels their own piece. I'm going to have to do it manually like a peasant. There we go. Let's see how this looks. I just want to put a small taper on this. I might like it, I might not. I love those shoes. Big curve. I like the exaggeration on that. That will kind of help nail that concept in. Thank you, Sader. Is Sader even in the YouTube chat, or is he just in Discord right now? Alexander says, all right, back to work. Great having you, seriously. Whether you donate or not, to be clear. Can you imagine if I'm like, only if you're gonna donate? But seriously, thank you, have a great day. That's fair. Yeah, animation is a lot. Animation is a whole different animal, so let's get you comfortable in ZBrush first. John says, Mia, you have to thank Eloa. Oh, please, I know. That was the convincing I needed to join. Been worth every penny. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Thank you, Eloa, too. And you've been a great student, John. Yeah, that little taper does a lot. Yes, that's nicer. Eloa has scooped another one. Doesn't surprise me. Eloa is good at this. Empress says the satyr, yeah, for sure. Oh, that satyr is in this chat. Being blind. Alright. It's a slow process, and honestly, I need to up my playtime in ZBrush. I like how you worded that too, like up your playtime, and that's exactly what it is. Just spend more time playing in ZBrush, have fun. If you're super serious every time you sit down trying to learn, like, oh, you have to like really make some accomplishables, you're gonna have a shit time. Yeah. Empress says, Mia mentorship is the best thing I have discovered this year. It's very sweet. That's very sweet. And it's like July. Like if this was January 2nd, I'd be like, okay. Maybe not a high bar. Empress says, telling y'all get it while you can. Yeah, I am actually looking at upping the price of my mentorship soon. It's not going to affect any of my current students. But yeah, it is not going to be $1 a day forever. That's for sure. The only person that I have told and that I will honor that price forever is Satyr, but that makes sense because they're a mod, so it's kind of like fair to give them a discount because they literally kind of like work for free in a way. Oh yeah, Reefer, congratulations on your commission. I saw you have got a new one. I'm really excited about that. It's amazing. Empress says, I honestly underutilize her resources. I should bother her more often, to be honest. You should bother me more often. Within business hours. Now, you can message me anytime. I just won't respond unless it's Monday through Friday at a reasonable time. And I've been working on that. I used to respond to my students at any time because I just see a DM on Discord and be like, oh yeah, do this. And I'm like, that's not a healthy work habit. So I've gotten better with that. I can't remember who it was that messaged me this weekend. I think it was Paint. And I was like, I'll get back to you Monday, but I did see this and it was really good. And they were like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, I didn't think you were being rude or anything. I don't know. Okay. We're just hanging out. We're kind of just chatting right now. Again, this is kind of the part of the stream that's just a little bit more kicked back. I think it was Adamas that was asking about how to make things more 3D print friendly. Just kind of keep it in mind as you sculpt, but don't compromise your design just to make it 3D printable. As you 3D print more and get more skilled as it is, you won't have to make as many compromises. I'm gonna put these wheels on the outside or the inside. I kind of like how they look tucked under. The bottom of the wheels are gonna be perfectly flat. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. Make sure you turn off perspective when you are trimming pieces like this. These do kind of move up more than I thought. I don't love that. We're gonna make these wheels a little not round. Oh my god, new bingo card. Oh, I can't read that, huh? If I read that, it defeats the purpose. I'm not gonna read it because I'm gonna be a good player. Go Paint, go. Not even a mod. And just like, I'm gonna make this community even better. That doesn't surprise me. Paint's awesome. Square wheel. Yeah, it's gonna be a bumpy ride. I really love the crystals and coal combined, so much so that I'm not sure what I'm going to do with myself on the normal one. I have 3 variations? That feels ridiculous. Alright, we are making more progress here. I am going to finish this today. I think I want to have a front side to this. Maybe that doesn't matter. Doesn't need to have a connecting point. We did make all of this entire thing on stream today, so if you guys have any questions about it, you can ask me now or just rewind. short of just asking me to do it again, I will answer your questions. Making sure to kind of beat up the bottom of this because it looks weird when it's perfectly smooth and the rest of it has wear and tear. There you go. Variation crepe. Dude, I know. Don't even get me started. Foxy. Oh, fill it with gold coins. I put this gold, the coin sword sticking out of it. That's super cool. It is. I have to, I gotta resist the scope creep. You forgot Blender rant. I feel like I've been pretty positive about Blender recently. Now I really want to read the bingo sheet, but I know I can't. That would defeat the fun of it for y'all. I can't. I am the joke in this, so I can't read it. Eloa says, on Monday I can create a new one and distribute a link that randomizes each peasant's card so we can all play at once. That would be beautiful. I'm a good sport about it. I am not going to read it, even though it's on my screen right now. And I read really fast, and it would not be hard to just look over and see jokes. Alrighty. There's going to be 3 different variations because I can't help myself. There is going to be a coal, a crystal and coal, and a crystal, which is ridiculous, but I can't help myself. Because the crystal and coal look so good together, am I right? Oh sweet, it's gone. You deleted it. Okay, then I can't cheat, for sure. That does help, thank you. Deleted for Mia's sanity. Oh. You're the best, Reaper. Reaper, I think it was yesterday I was talking about you, and I was like, I feel like Reaper hasn't been here in a while. I miss Reaper. And Stater was like, Eloa, clip that and send it to Reaper or something. And I had to just make sure, like, you know that you're super wanted and loved and appreciated here. Like, that was a joke, I hope. Because I was just like, no, it is better when you were here. So in case you explicitly needed to hear that, I'm explicitly saying it. I'm pretty sure Stater was just being sweet. But just in case, I'm going to be aggressively nice at you. Because you deserve it. Why am I, when I'm friendly, it sounds like a threat? I've got one tone of voice, y'all. Oh, I named this wrong. We need crystals. And we need combo. Okay, no! After the stream, I will make sure the mods can make their own channels and stuff. I think it's like the one ability you guys can't do yet. I've never had mods before, so I didn't know how much power was too much power to give you guys. But now, let's say, I think we're past that point. I'm not really worried about that. Reaper said, I want to be here. I've just been really tired lately. Oh, I get it. Sleep. Rest. There's no... The minimum obligation is I'd like to at least hear from you once every 2 weeks. So if you were here just twice a month, I'd be like, you are good. Everything else is extra. I'm just greedy, and I just think that you're fun. It does not mean you have to be here. Oh, I like that. Foxy says, yeah, you should value yourself more. This is a threat. I love it. Foxy, Mia, you can trust me with the power. Honestly, I don't even know what the joke is. I probably could. I'm not going to. You're not a mod. I can't. I think 4 is too many, officially. Empress says, by the way, Mia, is there a way to see if you have floating geometry somewhere? I have some issue here. My gizmo is popping up somewhere else and not on my model. Yeah, Shift F will bring up your wireframe. Kind of makes it a little easier to see sometimes. And you can click on Unify, and that should center that in your screen. It will resize it. Keep that in mind. You can also click F, and that will also put it in the center of your screen. So if it makes your model this small, you know you have some weird geometry somewhere. And you can fix that. I'm going to tell you a lot of steps right now. So prepare yourself. What you can do to fix this for sure is mask the part you know is correct, and that's all you want to keep. With that masked, Command W, you've now made it a polygroup. See, mask, Command W, change colors. Now that it's polygrouped, Command Shift click on that group, and then go to Geometry, Modify Topology, Delete Hidden. That is the foolproof way to do it. It said, this function requires the mesh be partially hidden. Hide a portion of the currently active mesh and try again. So when I try to do it, it failed because there is no floating geometry. It's like, I can't delete hidden, nothing is hidden. But that's how you do that. So again, one more time. Mask what you know is correct. Command W, you've now polygrouped it. Command Shift click, that's Control Shift click on Windows, on your group, and then delete hidden. And that will fix it every single time. John says, Mia, I don't see the bingo card Discord. What am I doing wrong? We haven't created it yet. It got deleted, so I don't cheat and read it. It will happen Monday, though. It's coming. Sater says, Mia, I made the Crunch channel. Oh, yeah, so you guys can make channels. Yeah, you guys do it. Unless only Sater has special privileges, and I somehow didn't give that to Foxy. Oh, God. To Eloa and Reaper. What is this? What are you doing? I'm already iffy about these pistons being here anyway. I'm getting rid of them. I don't like them. Oops. Delete hidden. There you go. Ooh, yeah, these got all silly because I tapered. That's fine. I can just fix it. She's not perfect, but it's a minecart. Empress says, okay, thank you. I'm gonna run through these to troubleshoot. Sounds good. I gave you a lot of like really crunchy steps. So like if you're having trouble with it, just let me know. The coal is one of those things, like the lower poly it gets, the better it looks. We're going to be wrapping up the stream pretty shortly here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. If any last minute questions, start asking. Peyton says, Mia, I feel like I have said this before, but would you rather be a vampire or a werewolf? Take a guess. I feel like it is obvious. If it's not, let me be like edgy here. What do you think? Am I pale enough? I feel like on stream, I have it color corrected, so I look like a whole person. It's also why it makes my teeth look kind of yellow on stream. These are things I have to do because my skin is paper white. But you're right, what I want to be. It's still a vampire. Oh, that's right. Satyrs still on strike. I still haven't watched it. And the worst part is, like, you know I won't lie. All right, I'm getting this all post-processed. Get the scaling correct. Maybe I should wait to scale this until I finish. Ooh, why is it so tiny? That's annoying. That's okay. Unify. You know, I'm actually not going to export this until I finish the dwarf miner. Want to make sure it's done right. It's probably going to be this size, but I'm not certain. That looks right. But we'll leave it like this for now. Albino werewolf. Oh look, a character that I sculpted. All right, we're gonna call this mining cart. Empress says, artist, this is your sign to organize and clean up your files this weekend. I know you have references saved in places they shouldn't be. Don't tell me how to live my life. No, it's actually a really good point. I definitely do. What type of vampire would I be? Like, which clan? I mean, from what world? Like, what are we talking about? How crunchy are we getting? Oh, that's concerning. Did I size the wrong thing? It's probably fine. Fun stream, y'all. I always appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Vampire the Masquerade. I did not play, like, the main game. I played the like, visual novel one. Like, the coterie one. Yeah, Torador. That sounds familiar. I can't remember. Did not bring up the thing that I hoped it was going to bring up. So let's try again. Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah, there's 14 clans. So I thought. I was like, y'all. Emotional and glamorous. Gorgeous. And I could never be a werewolf. I barely like dogs as it is, honestly. I love animals. But like, everyone asks like dogs or cats. I'm like, is that a real question? I think this about wraps us up. The TTRPG is the real one. That is the correct answer here. Kind of a silly stream today. Had a great time with y'all. Actually did cover a lot of cool techniques. Hope y'all learned something. If you had a good time, please like the stream. It really does help. And something else I wanted to show you guys. Oh, this is one of the things I made yesterday off stream. I made a mimic. I took this coin box and then made it a monster. Yeah. This is pretty quick. I think this took me like, God, 30 minutes. When I'm taking mimics out of things that already exist, like I already had this in my asset library and then like crunchify it, it's really quick. That is actually quite organized. Fox says, I love the sword. Thanks. It was kind of a tricky request. It was to make a rogue-like mimic chest. So I put a sword in its mouth, and there's like actually a bandana hooked on this tooth right here. Yeah. Kind of an odd one, as opposed to just like a normal, just mimic chest. What else am I working on? I am still not over this chicken musketeer that I made. Oh my god, this model was so much fun. She came out. Chicken. That's not him posed, but yeah. What else I worked on? I'm trying to do more reviews like this at the end. I know a lot of y'all regulars can see a lot of my streams, but if you didn't see our Epic Monday stream, this is what we created. Again, thank you, Eloa, for this. That was super challenging and really fun. I think that is a wrap. How fun. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'll be streaming again tomorrow, most likely. I will not be streaming next Thursday for sure, just letting you guys know. I'm going to help at, it's like equine therapy. I can't remember what sort of disabilities we're working with, if it's like paralyzed or something more mental, I can't remember. But it's really sweet, and it's all like a charity thing, so I'll be doing that. I'm working with horses and people, but mostly wrangling horses, so that way the people can have fun and relax. That'll be next Thursday for me, but until then, normal schedule. Alrighty, y'all. Like the stream on your way out, and I'll probably see you tomorrow. Bye!